Hello team, welcome back. And today we will see how we can fix the container placement in services. So we are going to discuss how we can fix the container placement on a particular node in a particular service. So sometimes you have a need that you want to execute some specific task of a specific service on some specific nodes, right? Suppose you have mounted some location on some particular node and you want to execute that my DB will execute on that particular node only. So in that case, we need to fix that these particular nodes will execute these tasks or the container only, right? So to resolve this particular problem, we have a way so that we can fix the container placement in Docker services. So let's start with. So basically we have set up a cluster of three nodes, right, where one was the master and two was worker node. And Docker Swarm automatically try and place your containers across the master and worker nodes, right? When you will spin up a service with 15 or 10 replicas, Docker will not ask you to provide the nodes on which particular node the container should be placed. It will automatically manage all the things by itself. So Docker Swarm have their own algorithm, they have their own parameters, like on which node which container should be executed, on which node which services should be executed, right? So till date we have seen that Docker automatically distributing the containers across the nodes, right? And today we will see how we can fix the container placement on a specific node. So there could be the multiple applications. When we are saying we want to fix the container for a specific node, there could be multiple applications. So let's take in some example. Suppose we have some monitoring app, right, and we want to monitor the health of my manager. So that monitor app must execute on the master node only, right? So this is the one application. Suppose you are executing your infrastructure in AWS, you are executing your infrastructure on Google Cloud or on Microsoft Azure Cloud, right? And you have created some deployments where in the Amazon you have deployed some RDS servers, in GCP you have deployed some database PPA servers, and you want to execute that your Postgres DB or your MySQL DB container will execute on these particular nodes only, right? So in that case as well, you need to fix the DB container placement on these particular nodes, right? Which servers you have dedicatedly deployed for these containers. So there could be the multiple applications when we need to fix the container placement on a specific node. And today we are going to resolve that particular issue with different approach, right? So the first approach which we are going to take today, which is service constraint. So today we will see how service constraint will help us to fix the container placement on a specific node. So service constraint are basically used to control the nodes a service can be assigned to, right? So at the time of service creation, at the time of service updation, you can define the constraint and which will directly apply on that particular service and bound that particular service to the given node. Then we can define the constraint in multiple ways. So let's see what are the constraints we can define and what are the other applications. So as I told you, the service constraints can be added at the time of the service creation, could be added at the time of service removal or update, right? So suppose we are defining some hard coded constraint and that constraint is not matching. In that case, your container placement will be failed, right? And your container will not start. It will always in the pending state. So suppose you are defining some constraint in the service that you want to execute a specific container on a Windows node, right? And in your Swarm, you don't have any Windows node. So in that case, that container will never execute. That container will always in the pending state and after some time it will fail. We can define the multiple constraint to a single service, right? You can define the multiple constraints. Suppose you want to execute your container on the Linux box and you want to execute your container on the Linux box which have 16 core CPU and 52 megabyte RAM. So in that case, you can define a particular constraint that this particular container should execute on the Linux box. And on which Linux box? On the box which have the 16 core CPU and 52 GB RAM, right? So we can define the multiple constraint to a single service as well. So when we are saying the constraint, so basically we are putting the key value pairs in the service command, right? So we are putting the key value pair in the service command, or we are putting the key value pair in the Docker YAML file, so that my service will be executed and it will assign to a specific container. So in the past few lectures, we have seen a specific application called Visualizer, right? So Visualizer is used in the Docker Swarm to monitor the Docker Swarm, right? How many containers are running on which node, right? So first, let's start the Visualizer on the Docker Swarm mode, right? For this we need to execute this particular command, docker run hyphen it hyphen d hyphen p. We are going to expose the visualizer on port 8080. In your case, if the port 80 is busy, you can put any other port, right? Then we are defining the shock location, mounting the shock location, and docker samples visualizer, right? So docker samples visualizer, docker samples is the official docker repository, and visualizer is the build name, right? So let's execute this particular command on the terminal. So I am on my terminal. First, let's see, is there any docker service running? So docker service ls. So in my case, no service is running. In your case, if some services is running, then let's first clean these services. It's not mandatory, but it's good to clean the old services when we are starting something new, right? Now let's see some containers are running or not. So docker container ls, and no container is as well running. Now I will start the visualizer. So the command is docker run hyphen it hyphen d hyphen p port, then define the mount location, then the image name. Hit enter. So you can see it is showing unable to find the image visualizer locally. Then it downloaded the image and started your container, right? If you put docker container ls, then it is starting. Then the visualizer is in the starting mode, right? So let's go to the browser, and over here let's put the IP of a machine where my docker container is running, right? And then put the 8080, because we have started the visualizer on port 8080, and hit enter button. So you will see a screen like this. So right now we can see we have the one manager which is live, we have the one worker which is live, and we have another worker which is down. The same thing we can reflect on the terminal as well. So if we will put docker node ls, then we can see this node is down, right? And two nodes are running. The same thing we are getting on the browser. See, and no container is running on my machine, right? Now let's move further. Now suppose first we want to see how we can execute a particular service on the manager node, right? So for this we need to define the service constraint. And how we can define the service constraint? We need to append hyphen hyphen constraint inside the service run command, right? If we are using the YAML file, then we need to define the constraint as a separate label. So we will see how we can use the constraint in the YAML as well. First, let's see, if we are executing the service command, then how we can define the constraint, right? And over here we need to define the values in the key value pair, right? So first we need to define the key, and then we need to define the value. So in our case, we are going to execute a particular container on a master node or on the manager node, right? So we need to define the key. And what is the key? Node dot role, right? What is the key? Node dot role. And what is the value? Value is the manager. So this is the command which will help us if we want to execute a particular service on a manager, right? So docker service create hyphen hyphen constraint node dot role equals to manager. Then you need to define your image name. So let's start the postgres db on the master node. So we are on a terminal. Clear out the terminal, right? And execute docker service create, right, hyphen hyphen name, and I will call it postgres db. Then we need to define hyphen hyphen constraint, then define node dot role equals to manager. Then we need to define the image name, which is postgres, right? So we are starting the postgres service on the manager node. So you can see the service is in the running mode, and we have to wait for 1 second only, and services start. If we will put docker service ls, then we can see the service is running. If we will go to the browser and we will refresh the visualizer, then you can see a postgres db is being started on the manager node, right? So this is the way how you can start something on a particular node. Suppose you want to start another service on the worker node, then let's see. So we will again put docker service create hyphen hyphen name, and we will call it nginx, or we will call it web server, right? Hyphen hyphen constraint node dot role equals to worker replicas hyphen hyphen replicas equals to 5, nginx, hit enter button. So it will start. Oh, we need to define double equals over here. Node dot role equals manager. So it will start 5 replicas of the nginx server on the worker node. So you can see all 5 replicas are running and service will start soon. So you can see the service is started. If I will put docker service ls, then we can see 2 services are running, the PostgreSDB and nginx. 5 nginx container are running in the nginx service and only 1 container is running in the Postgres service. If we will go to the visualizer and we will refresh it, then we will see the 5 nginx container are running on the worker node and only single container is running on the manager node. So if we did not define the constraint with the nginx, then docker swarm must distribute all the loads between the master and the worker, right? It may possible that 2 containers was running on the manager node and 3 containers was running on the worker node, or 3 was running on the manager or 2 was running on the worker. Docker swarm automatically manage that particular load, but as we have defined the constraints, so docker swarm basically started all the containers on the same machine, right? But in that case, this is harmful as well. Somehow your worker node or somehow your worker machine will go down in the cloud, then all your service will stop and docker swarm will not start new web server or any new node. Why? Because we have bound the constraint with the node and cluster, right? So in some case this is helpful as well, but if we are using it roughly, then it is harmful as well. Now some time ago we was talking about if we want to execute some specific application on a specific node, like we was talking, we want to execute some application on a particular node which have 16 core cpu and 52 GB ram. So how we will define it, how we will create the constraint for these particular conditions? So in that case, first we need to create these conditions, then we need to create the container on these conditions, right? So when we are saying we are creating these conditions, we are basically labeling these particular nodes, right? Inside the docker swarm you can label your node, that is something like a tag, right? So you can tag your nodes, you can tag your clusters in the docker swarm, and you can update your clusters as well, right? So how we can label or tag our node? For this you need to execute a command docker node update hyphen hyphen label hyphen add, then you need to define the key and then you need to define the value, right? And after then you need to define the node value as well, right? So for this, let's first execute docker node ls, right? And we are getting the node id, node hostname, node status, availability, manager status, and engine versions, right? So to update the node label, we will execute a command docker node update hyphen hyphen label hyphen add. And suppose you want to define the region of my particular cloud machine, like my cloud machine is running in north region or east region 1D, right? So we will define the region, right? East hyphen 1 hyphen d. You can define anything over here, it's not like that you can't define anything. You can define equals to name equals to machine 1 or name equals to your name only, right? I'm just defining the reason because these seem some professional tags. When you're working on a stack, you need to know that which machine is running on which node, which machine has which configuration, and where that particular machine is associated, right? So I'm assuming that my master node is basically deployed in the east 1D region, right? Then I need to define, either you need to define the master node id or the host name. So I'm defining the id, hit enter. So label has been created, right? If you will put docker node ls, so we have defined the label, but if we want to identify that where this particular label is defined or not, right? So let's execute docker node ls, right? And we know that we have defined the label on the master node. For this we need to inspect the node. So docker node inspect, then define the id of your node, right? And once you scroll a bit, you will get the label as well. See, you are getting the specification, and in the specification you are getting the role, which is manager, and labels we have defined the region east hyphen 1 hyphen d, right? Now what you need to do, you need to start some services on this particular node. So now suppose you want to execute a new service on the newly labeled node, right? For this I will execute a command docker service create hyphen hyphen name. Suppose we are going to start the another Postgres service, then hyphen hyphen constraint, then we will define the node dot labels dot reason. This is the label name we defined, equals to east hyphen 1 hyphen d. Then I will define the Postgres. Hit enter. So it will create your Postgres service on the machine which have the label reason east 1 hyphen d, and you can see the service is done. If we will put docker service ls, or we will directly go to the browser and refresh the browser, then you can see the PostgreSDB is being started on the master node, and you can see this is the another service, so that we are getting it in a different color, right? So we have seen how we can define the label and how we can create the service on a particular labeled node. Now suppose we have a requirement where we need to remove some constraint and we need to add a new constraint over there, right? For this you can execute a command docker service update hyphen hyphen constraint hyphen rm to remove the constraint. Then you have to define the constraint name, and then you need to define the constraint add and define the new constraint, right? And then you need to define your service name. So let's go to the terminal and execute a command docker service update. Then we have hyphen hyphen constraint hyphen rm equals to, suppose we want to remove this particular service from this particular constraint. Then again define the hyphen hyphen constraint hyphen add and define the new constraint which is not dot role equals to worker, and define the service name. So this was my service name. I will copy this and paste it over here and hit enter, and I'm getting some error. Okay, so here it is expecting two, so here it is expecting actually 2 equals role equals worker. Hit enter. So it is updating your service, right? Now if we will again go to the browser and we will refresh this, then you can see the Postgres, this was my service name, is being started on the worker node, right? Right, so this is the way how you can define the constraint with the particular service, or how you can bind the containers with a particular node in the docker swarm. So that's all for the day, team. If you have any question and doubt regarding the same, then please let me know and I will be happy to answer. So thank you, team. Thanks for your time.